Some breaking news from the governor within the last 20 minutes, declaring a state of emergency for Georgia as we move closer to the storm this weekend. Chesley McNeil has been following it all week, warning us about what's ahead. Ice, the big concern. And Chesley, we heard what the state is doing now to prepare. What do the rest of us need to be doing in the days ahead to prepare?
Getting your own house in order, right? Making sure that the exposed pipes are covered, making sure that you have your emergency equipment somewhere where you can get to it safely, making sure you have a way to check for warnings and watches and things like that, maybe on your phone or maybe by a battery-powered radio, making sure you got ample food, water, supplies, and a means to get to some of your neighbors and your family, your loved ones as well. And listen to the forecast, right? I would pay close attention to the forecast on a frequent basis because it's going to be ever-changing. Especially as we get closer, Dan, we get these models that update on a ongoing basis the closer we get. And so those will give us exact precision almost as far as what we can expect where. And so if you want to know what's happening in your neighborhood, make sure you pay close attention to the forecast. Right now, we're looking at a winter winter storm watch that's in effect for our northern counties. That'll kick in on Friday and will last through Monday. And our 11 Live weather impact will start on Saturday and last through Sunday as well. Rain today. A lot of people say, hey, it's snow. I just got a text. I went back to the office and I just got a text. Hey, how long is this snow going to last? What snow? What are we talking about? So I get
texting
it.
You from Jersey?
And maybe Albuquerque somewhere. I don't know what's going on. But it's weather. It's warm. It's rain for now, and this is not even the system that's going to bring that winter weather our way. And so no panics here. We got the rain in place. You don't have to leave school early or leave work early or anything like that. The rain, folks, and it's going to be with us off and on as we head through the rest of the day, and will be with us tomorrow as well. Temperatures are above freezing right now, in the 40s, and that supports the rain. We'll get up to the 50s for this afternoon. I'm thinking right around 51 degrees for an afternoon high. All right, see the system there? Got it nice and wide for you. That's going to continue to slide over toward the east. We do have a front associated with it as well. That will slide through. Back behind it, you say over toward Louisiana, into Dallas, Texas. There's nothing much there yet because that system hasn't arrived there yet, but will be making its way further over toward the east. Now, I got even wider here. This is our forecast track model, and I put it on Friday. Friday mid-morning, we start to see some of the moisture starting to enhance, right, over toward El Paso, even west of Dallas, right? It's talking about up into Denver. That's where the system starts really getting underway, starts to spread that Pacific moisture into the Midwest. And so you start to see now over toward Wichita, headed toward St. Louis, that snow starting to build there, even down south as far as Memphis. That's that colder air building down to the south. I think Dallas starts off with rain and then starts to change over by Saturday morning. We are still looking off to the west because the precipitation won't be here yet. If we have any precipitation around on Saturday morning, I do think it will be in the form of rain because our temperatures will be in the 40s, but they will be falling during the day. So as that moisture starts to creep a little bit further over toward the east, that's when we'll start to see some freezing rain and sleet with rain mixing in. Any mixing, Dan, means that totals will be lower. And so we like mixing, especially with rain taking place, because it lowers our totals. Now, once it changes over to all sleet or freezing rain, that's when you start the accumulations to happening. Now, you can see the watches that take effect from Albuquerque all the way over into New York. Wide system, right? Impacting a lot of cities here, including ours. Now, the city of Atlanta is not in the watch as of yet, but we do suspect that that will be the case as the storm gets a little bit closer. Right now, looking at our northernmost counties where we do, in fact, think some icing will be taking place as that system begins to push in. Again, this watch will last from Friday night through Monday morning. You're probably thinking, okay, Monday morning, why so long? Even after the precipitation leaves, we're still talking about temperatures plummeting on Monday morning down into the 20s. And so any water left over on the roads, any ice left on the roads will refreeze. That could cause some problems for us Monday morning going to work and going to school. You could probably expect to see some delays in starts or even cancellations on Monday morning, more so than on Friday. A lot of folks were thinking Friday they were going to be out of work or out of school. That's not going to be the case because we'll just have the rain around. Look at the model differences. And Dan and I, you and I have been talking about this all week long. You're probably an expert now on these models, right?
Out.
And so you look at the European model, and you know that's my model of choice when it comes to winter weather. Just because of what it did just last weekend, we saw the effects of that, right? The American model had snow on top of all of Georgia, where the European model had it down to the south. And so it did a better job of forecasting that snow. Now, will it do the same with ice? Time will tell, but we're looking at it. It barely has Atlanta in it on Saturday night going into Sunday, where the American model kind of covers up and pushes it further down to the south toward the Macon area. Now, which one is going to be correct? Either one brings ice to our area, and mainly up toward, we'll say, Atlanta northeast. And so you could talk about a high accumulation, especially up toward the northeast. How much are we talking? Well, early estimates, and by no means would I run with any of this. Early estimates place about an inch in some of those spots. That dark pink that you see there, that's closer to an inch of ice. That is going to cripple some areas up there to the northeast. You get down toward Atlanta, you're talking about maybe a quarter to a half, and then further down to the south, less than that, right? A quarter can do some damage and cause problems, of course, stop us all from even getting out. And so just a little bit of accumulation will do some damage. If that manifests, then we're talking about some major, major problems in our area, especially with power outages. Right now, we're just dealing with the rain. Forecast Static model shows that off and on as we head through the rest of the afternoon. Even into tomorrow, we'll be dealing with these isolated or scattered showers around the forecast area. Still warm enough that I think it'll just be liquid. And then once we get to Saturday, notice in the morning we start off with just clouds over the area. If we see any precipitation, it'll be in the form of rain. Then it will begin to mix with that frozen precipitation. So we'll be watching for that. And notice how it covers up the north. And I think this is what the Weather Service is looking at, how it covers up the north there, which is why they went ahead and issued that watch there for Atlanta. Not yet, but as the storm gets a little bit closer, we get a better a pinpoint on how far south that precipitation will go. Then you'll see those watches issued, and then advisories will come out, and then warnings after that. And so that's what we're watching for. I do want to show you the 7-day outlook because after the precipitation leaves, Dan, you're looking at Monday morning, 23 degrees, and only rising just above the freezing mark if we get that high. Right? So you're talking about a very cold day on Monday. So those residual effects will take effect on Monday. So likely to see, at this point, cancellations or delays.
The governor was talking about how just change a degree or two here and there can change the whole trajectory of the storm. I mean, at this point, a few days out, how much variance in degrees could we see? Are we pretty comfortable with how things stand now?
Oh, it can be a big-time variance, right? Even the track of the low. I think even more so than the temperatures would be the track of the low. If the low was going to track even further to the south of us, then we'd be talking about snow. Because it's tracking more to the north, we're talking about that mixing. Say it tracks even further north, then we're talking about all rain.
Yeah.
Right? And it looks like right now we're right on that line between the rain and the frozen precipitation. So if it goes any further to the north, then we're talking about all rain.